Production in 2021 is still being affected by issues left over from last year's shutdown, as well as new troubles this year. With so many overlapping issues, it's sometimes difficult to pinpoint which problem is causing which plant to slow down or stop entirely. The result, however, is interrupted production and possibly unrecoverable volumes. Remnants from last year's COVID shutdown continue to hamper the industry's attempt to get back on its feet. Severe weather conditions in the United States, as well as earthquakes in Japan, halted supplies of parts, interrupting production of vehicles. Uncharacteristically cold weather in Texas and port issues in California, affecting a number of Japan-based transplants, have added to the production issues in North America. Profitability and market stability are constant drivers in production decisions. When facing tough times, VMs will reappropriate resources to low inventory, high profit vehicles at the expense of high inventory, low profit vehicles. Case in point, General Motors in North America has been noted for slowing production of models like the Chevrolet Malibu in order to focus on high profit models such as the full-size trucks. This time, however, those trucks have not been completely unaffected by the shortage of semiconductors. Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierras with 5.3-liter engines continue to be produced, but GM has left out the active fuel management system from some of these pickups due to a lack of computer chips. Buyers may not notice the missing part, except that their trucks will now return slightly less fuel economy as compared to the earlier models with the system. While the industry is working to solve the semiconductor shortage, vehicle production is being slowed around the world. Recent claims of production issues in Russia have appeared. However, most manufacturers are adamant that they have enough supply to keep the assembly lines humming. South America, Europe, and North America haven't been so lucky. The Brazilian General Motors plant in Gravataí has been hit hard. Gravataí produces the Chevrolet Onix and Onix Plus small cars. Starting in March, the automaker warns that production could be hampered for up to 5 months. So far, the plant has plans to lose more than 8 weeks of production, with another 6 possibly following shortly. Many global plants will be able to make up for lost volumes before the end of 2021, but Gravataí will lose between 40,000 and 70,000 units, making recovery very difficult this year. The big trouble in Europe is in the Saarlouis plant, where Ford produces the Focus Compact. Starting in January, the plant was stopped for a month, with 5 more weeks coming out of the production plan in the spring. And with more downtime expected, losses will total 40,000 to 60,000 units when all is said and done. Ford's bigger problem, however, is in Canada. The Oakville plant supplies the Ford Edge and Lincoln Nautilus crossovers to the world outside of some local production for the China market. With several weeks of announced production downtime at Oakville, it is unlikely that the plant will recover 100% of this volume in 2021. Ford is also seeing the impact of the lost production at the Kentucky Truck, Dearborn Assembly, Kansas City 1 and 2, and Chicago plants. Their Louisville plants shutdowns alone will result in 25,000 to 40,000 lost Ford Escape and Lincoln Corsair crossovers. But the Oakville plant has had issues all year and is expected to see the problem through August. Lost volume in Ontario will be above 33,000 units and could easily top 55,000 units of the profitable CUVs. With the Edge and Nautilus scheduled to end production at the end of 2023 and competition growing, demand may already be slipping for the crossovers. Probably inventory limited, sales of the Edge fell nearly 48% in February, and the Nautilus sales were off 26%. Although not necessarily the case here, the semiconductor issue provides an excellent cover to hide slipping consumer demand for vehicles and allows the manufacturers to lay off workers without stirring the union's ire. Additionally, the introduction of the Bronco Sport could breathe new life into the segment for Ford, but cannibalize the Escape and the Edge business. Supplies of hot-rolled steel continue to be an issue dogging the automotive industry. Necessary for intricate parts used in the industry, hot-rolled steel is in such short supply that prices have soared to levels not seen in well over a decade. Prices for the metric ton of U.S.-sourced steel, consistently the most expensive on the market, jumped from a low last summer of $500 to well over $1,300 in March. For comparison, Western European steel is under $900, while Chinese steel is just over $630. A lack of capacity for the product due to the slow restart following the pandemic-led shutdown last year, and the remains of the Trump administration's tariffs are pushing the prices higher. Capacity utilization is rising but remains lower than 2020 peak levels. Weather-related issues in the southern United States and continued troubles with West Coast and Japanese ports disrupted the supply chain, adding to the problems with vehicle production in North America. We are also hearing that containers to load products, even before they get to the ships, are in short supply. In addition to supply chain issues at Subaru, Toyota and Honda products will be hampered over the next few months, and the automaker blames congestion at various ports, the microchip shortage, and severe weather over the past several weeks. Plants in the United States and Canada are expected to see slowed line rates or temporary closures in April and possibly beyond. Honda continues to focus on its popular and profitable products, such as the Pilot, CR-V, and the new Acura MDX, implementing rolling production starts to keep the inventory levels in check. Also having issues with parts coming in from Asia, Toyota specifically pointed to petrochemical issues which were caused by the extreme weather in Texas in February. This supply issue will trickle down to products such as foam seating components, and Toyota foresees slowed production at a number of North American plants, specifically in Kentucky, West Virginia, and Mexico. Foam suppliers have notified their Tier 2 and Tier 1 clients to expect delays due to plants operating at 50% capacity via force majeure letters. It would seem like an easy fix by just recruiting backup suppliers for these products. Turns out that a lot of the products that need foam need long-term testing and certification. So just going to a different supplier to make the part, even if they had the necessary resources, doesn't help the short-term supply issues. Expect to see VMs and Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers look to other resources during the mid-cycle enhancements as well as program and platform changeovers. We have come full circle in that 20 years ago, VMs wanted to work with fewer suppliers for better buying power. Now we start to see suppliers who do small-scale production of key parts begin to scale up production for new business opportunity and push the competition. Also expect VMs to start developing direct contractual relationships with key material suppliers to mitigate future risks. This strategy will allow them to establish long-term, high-volume material contracts to support their supply chains, but this will not happen quickly. All of these issues are putting this year's vehicle production at risk. We continue to track fallout specific to semiconductor issue, reporting the losses and the potential losses attributed to the lack of chips on a regular basis. As of March 18th, AFS expects more than 1 million vehicles to be affected, with a potential hit to be up to 1.9 million units worldwide. With the production dragging on into the second and third quarters of 2021, the odds that the lost vehicles can be recovered become more remote. For more details on Auto Forecast Solutions market analysis and forecasts, sign up for any level of our products. Clients receive various regular reports, including the industry standard Auto Forecast Monthly. Check out our website, give us a call, drop us an email, follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more information. Until next time, I'm Sam Fiorani.